Okay. No, I think it's no, we're live, man. Episode number 3. It's the Mr. Peter Parker Show. We're back at it with another edition of the podcast. I got my guest host, my co-host, the God Tito Jackson's here. Come on, Tito. Come on, Tito.
Peace.
Got the L going. We're back at beautiful day out here in South Minneapolis. How's the weather out there in Massachusetts?
Oh, it's gorgeous. Got like a 70-degree day.
Yep.
Sun just came up a couple hours ago. It was cloudy most of the morning, but it is brightened up. Things are looking up.
Yeah, man. This morning I went out and tried to hit the basketball court early to get a little workout in. It was kind of cold out. I felt like a baby deer with the wobbly legs trying to move around out there for the first time in like 4 months. Wow, pandemic had me sitting down. But yeah, it was good to get a little workout, move around, got warmed up, felt good.
Up there? Got the thaw out there? The courts are open?
Oh, it's a little slippery. It was a little slick. But it was nice. It was cool.
Nice.
Really good. Nice park near my house, Lyndhurst Park in South Minneapolis. And definitely really nice spot. Catch me out there early mornings, like every day if you're in the South Minneapolis area. Speaking of South Minneapolis today, before we get into the guests and the stuff we have going on the show today, I want to talk about this Derek Chauvin trial that's happening out here and the murder of George Floyd. Tito knows, a lot of my radio listeners know from Go 95.3, we're on the radio out here during the entire thing that happened with George and with the uprising in Minneapolis. I live in South Minneapolis over in Uptown, and it was crazy. And, looking today, they've reinstated this third-degree murder charge, which is like an additional 25 years max, along with the second-degree murder. There's a lot of talk out here in the Twin Cities, and especially in the Minneapolis area, that people think that Chauvin's going to get off. And it's scary because what we went through out here, I would hate to see that happen again to this city. And I really think, I was watching this morning and it's tough to watch legal things because of all the jargon, and it's hard to understand. I was like, they were on this man's neck for 9 minutes with people watching. It's the most guilty thing I've ever seen, but these legalities and rules and stuff like that and all these loopholes, I'm really hoping
things go, it's tough,
it sucks, bro. It sucks. The whole thing is a nightmare. And just knowing what happened and the way the city got tore up before, I really hope they convict this guy. It's been a crazy pandemic. I'm happy to be on with the podcast. We dropped another episode earlier today. We did it last week with Mr. Eon of the High and Mighty on some boom bap kind of underground shit. Eon is a legend. He's been retired for a little while, but it's a cool conversation. Great conversation. Yeah. You guys hit it off with the talk about the kids and stuff like that. That was cool, man.
Yeah, no, he was great talking to him about all that stuff. So
yeah, he was cool.
Get a chance, go and check it out, definitely.
Yeah, please. Episode 2 is out right now. And today, I wanted to talk to a couple of special guests. We got some people joining us coming up, though. But I wanted to talk to you. We're talking pandemic, had me sitting down. We've been watching a lot of TV shows, watching a lot of movies. It got to the point where I'd seen everything on Netflix. I mean, The Last Dance was the best shit I'd seen. I watched it twice. I just finished.
I threw on my Jordan shorts like every episode and sneakers and sat in the basement.
I had a 52 Jordan, the white jersey, the authentic one I had in college. It's a 56, I think. It's like a gown. I wore that. It was wonderful. But I just finished that thing with Bryan Cranston, this Your Honor. Have you seen this show?
I haven't got into it, but you've been telling me and harassing my life about it.
It is so good.
Yes. I know. Tell me a little bit about it. So
it's crazy. It's like this. It's this scenario where, and I'm not going to give too much away, but Cranston, we know him from Breaking Bad and stuff.
Right.
He's this judge, and his son kills this kid by accident in a car accident, and this crazy drama with the son's father and the judge and this like mobster. Basically, the kid that gets killed is like the good son of this local mobster, this local gangster. Oh. And he basically presses Cranston like, yo, you're gonna try to finesse this. They're trying to figure it out, and there's cover-ups. I'm talking about suspenseful all the way through to the end, to the very last second. You're fired up for this shit.
I love that suspense.
Yeah.
Get into that. I've been talking to you about something though.
I know.
That you haven't gotten to it, and we're a couple of seasons in. Snowfall came back.
Yeah. Talk to me about Snowfall.
So Snowfall is like, it's LA, takes place in LA, and it's basically about the start of the crack era and how that affected places like LA and you know, it's Reaganomics and all that stuff is big in it. You know, this DEA and CIA bringing in, you know, tons of cocaine and all that kind of stuff. So it's really, I mean, it's and right now it's getting really crazy because they're getting into like the street levels of what's going on, and it's I mean, it's definitely one of those things where it's a great watch, but it's also like gives a lot of perspective into what it was.
That's
like.
something I just got from Hip Hop Uncovered too. You know, we'd had these conversations for years, but when you watch something like Hip Hop Uncovered and the beginning of episode 2 when Royce 5'9" like kind of breaks down like what happened in Detroit with the crack era, and you know that you've heard this like kind of cliche for years, like, oh, they pumped crack into the hood. Nah, bro, they like dropped bags off. Like this was a setup. Like this was a disastrous setup. Big shout to my man Tony Lewis. His father got locked up over 30 years ago, along with like Rayful Edmond and people like that in D.C. And they've been trying to get Tony Lewis Sr. home for a long time on this clemency, and they're trying to get him out right now. So if anybody out there's seen my Twitter, please sign that petition to bring home Tony Lewis and these guys who have served their time and they are rehabilitated. I'm gonna check out Snowfall. That damn Hip Hop Uncovered is amazing. I keep on watching that shit, dog.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, it's you know, I wish it was more episodes because now it's over. Now it's like it's all the episodes have been there.
Yeah.
You can check it out. I believe it's on Hulu, but
it's on FX.
FX, yeah. Right. But I mean, it's like you wanted to know more because these dudes got so in depth. Hearing from guys like Haitian Jack and Big U.
Big U's incredible, man. Big U, I feel like is Debo from Friday. Like I when I feel like I see this stuff, like and showing like where they filmed Boys on the Hood compared to where they grew up and where they lived and a couple blocks over. And I would definitely have to check out. Shout to Nori and EFN. They had all the guys and Lady Deb and everybody from Hip Hop Uncovered on Drink Champs, and I have to check out that episode. We're gonna get EFN on the program. He's gonna be a guest on the podcast coming up. I was talking to him online. I definitely want to hear some more of his story. But dogs, very very intriguing stuff. And I think the key word that you said was perspective. I even said that we're talking to Wise P last night. I was on his joint with a little Fame from MLP.
Nice.
I see the Loud Pack steaming. What strain? What is that? What strain is that over there?
I don't know. I think that's this is the Vanilla Mendo breath.
Unbelievable. Massachusetts. Legal, recreational.
Shouts to legal weed.
Woo, unbelievable. Yo, let me ask you this, right? So we're talking TV shows.
Yeah.
Favorite TV show of all time?
Oh man. There's so many different categories.
I mean, but like your go-to, like comfort food, man. Your go-to.
So Fresh Prince was like a big one for me, like like influential wise. Like I love that. Like I remember going to school after watching episodes of Fresh Prince and like kids didn't understand me and I'd talk about it and they'd look at me like I was crazy. I'm like, did you see what Will was wearing on his feet?
Yo,
like
dog.
You know, and like and people would like, you know, like, and people would always like kind of like look at me nuts. But because I wasn't watching it for like the storyline,
you watch it for the gear and the style,
the sneakers and music, the style, and can you believe that they threw Jazz out the front door? Like I was so offended by that. Like, and I know
because you know who Jazz really is,
right?
You know
right.
I mean?
I'm like, can you believe they threw Jazzy Jeff out the window, like out the front door? And so like that was like always like a big one for me. But like, you know, as I love dramas. 24 was one of my favorite shows.
Yeah, 24
Lost,
crazy. Yeah.
You know, I love Walking Dead. I watched the whole series, like every single point, like Walking Dead, Fear the Walking Dead. There's another one. Like I just am, you know, I watch a lot.
Okay, this is a two-part question. I would say my favorite TV show of all time. I have two. My first is Yo MTV Raps. Is my favorite TV show. I raced home from school to watch in the afternoon, and I used to stay up late at night on Saturday nights. My man Dave Passanisi, I grew up with in New Hampshire. He had the dueling tape recorders and hooked up to the TV, and he would tape Yo MTV Raps, and we would listen to it on the bus. So I feel like that was my most influential, my favorite, most excited thing. Fresh Prince is way up there, way up there. But I'm telling you, Seinfeld is my favorite TV show. I laugh to this day still out loud like an idiot.
That's another
watching Seinfeld.
Right. I like Seinfeld too. I was, but that's another sneaker one too. Because Jerry always
was stunting, bro.
Yeah, like big time.
He'd have like a Columbia jacket and some slick shit with like some Nikes on, or like some cross trainers. I remember he had the Royal Sport Blue Jordan 6s, the white ones.
Yeah, crazy.
All right, so answer me this. This is the 2-part question.
Yeah.
If you've got Fresh Prince or Martin, another a very influential show. All the DJ radio personality stuff was really, I thought was really dope. I love
a lot of hip hop cameos.
Big was on it. Crazy. Yeah. But if you had to choose one, you go Fresh Prince.
Yeah, personally.
Yeah, I would too. But I feel like Martin is very, very important. And I've kind of like started rewatching Martin as an adult to listen from a different perspective. You know what I mean?
I'm not taking away from Martin at all. Fresh Prince was one of my favorites.
Hell yeah. Coming up today, we got a couple people joining the show. Celebrity chef Justin Sutherland, who is the host of a show called Fast Foodies, but he's been on a whole bunch of cooking shows and cooking challenge shows. He has a restaurant out here in St. Paul called The Handsome Hog. He has another restaurant he's about to launch. Very cool dude. His brother and him have a clothing line. These dudes, they were very, very active out here with the Black Lives Matter stuff and the marches. And dude, I got a lot of respect for the Sutherlands. They're going to be on. Justin's going to be here talking about what he's doing. And we're seeing what's going on with the big homie DJ Enuff. Seeing if he's going to tap in. We're going to wait a couple minutes, chop it up a little bit, and Enuff's going to join us. He has this show that we were filming last night with the heavy hitters on a Zoom call like this called Outside the Box. And I want him to talk about that and just this different kind of digital space that he's in right now. They did a really, really good job with that last night. I feel like there's a lot of potential. And it's 2 different scenarios. Justin's show is on True TV, and Enuff is doing something, independently on his own, and he's trying to build to something. So very, very, very dope shit. I think we're going to be recording these things Mondays and Thursdays, trying to get some interviews on and some other guests during the week. There's an audio version of the podcast available. Dude, this was crazy, Tito. So like I had to this is the first time that I've really been not only like hosting something, but like the administrative work of like everything. Shout out to Kush and Zeke and everyone that's ever helped me. I'm doing it all by myself now. And dude, trying to remember passwords.
Go back, perspective. It's all about perspective at this point. Now you realize, look. So definitely shout out to Kush. Shout out to Zeke.
These dudes helped a lot, bro. And top shelf beverages every episode over here. This is the Tivana Wellness Tea. This is a watermelon basil oolong tea that I'm gonna try today.
You love the iced teas.
I'm big on top shelf snacking. A peach tea, green tea.
But obviously drinks are snacks. But what's your snack food? What do you?
I'm a top shelf snacker, bro, all day long. I'm telling you.
What's your go-to?
Right now, I've been heavy with the extra toasty Cheez-Its. You understand? It's the extra. I love those. You ever had over at Target, they got those like fruit strips. It's like real fruit. You know what I mean? But they're they got it in pieces and things and twists. I love them little fruit things. I get up in the middle of the night. I wake up probably sometimes 2 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, right? I wake up, I pop up, I'm laying there for a second, and I just get up and go directly to the kitchen, and I'm looking for any sort of little sweet treat. I eat a cookie and go right back to bed. This happens all the time. Literally, I get up, put on the Crocs, my underwear.
Are you a pretzel guy? Do you like pretzels?
Nah, dude. I'm like, I'll do chocolate covered pretzels. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like I would
So
do that because I like the salt and the chocolate. I dig that. You know what I mean?
Snyder's of Hanover. I don't know if you got that out
I'm
there.
hip. I'm hip.
Pretzel pieces.
Okay.
Okay. There's a salted caramel joint that's very good. It's you don't have to eat a whole cookie in the middle of the night before you go back to bed. You can take a little handful of that and go back to bed. Good stuff. Good stuff. And they have a hot buffalo one. That's my joint.
We have this thing out here called Kowalski's. It's like one of them high-end grocery stores that you probably shouldn't do your grocery shopping at, but you grab like meat or you grab like a couple things over there. Yep. They got this little hot bar in the back with the chicken fingers.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna tell you right now, bro. I walk in and be like, give me 1.5 pounds. And I'll go home and eat the whole bag of chicken fingers. I'm talking about top shelf snacking in 2021. If anything, I'm gonna eat right. I'm working hard, bro. I'm gonna eat the things I want to eat, the snacks. I'm gonna smoke weed in the parking lot, drinking fucking the top shelf teas.
Top shelf
It's all good. It's all good. Did you have a chance to check out any of the NBA All-Star weekend last weekend?
Yeah, I mean,
tell the truth.
The dunk contest was the worst thing I've ever watched.
It wasn't very good.
I get why, you know what I mean? Like, the pandemic has really made things impossible.
I don't think they wanted to be there, to be honest with you. I don't
think they wanted them to be there, to be honest.
No.
Like talk about a super spreader event, you know what I mean, that could possibly end the whole season if all of a sudden these guys start testing positive again. And they've done such a job at limiting exposure with players and stuff like that. And I mean, listen, I feel like we're getting towards the end of this thing, but that being said, how you don't want to jeopardize it, especially with these things coming back, like live events coming back, and all the people that are depending on those things like live events.
The people that work in the arenas, the people that sell food. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not against getting back to life and back to normal and back to where we need to be, but I also don't want all of a sudden there's something like this to be like a crazy super spreader, and then they should shut down the NBA again. And I understand it, like, you know what I mean? But like the dunk contest was whack. The game was good, you know what I mean? The 3-point contest is easy to do, so it's not like, shouts to Tatum, who could barely get up a shot in the second.
But that fitted hat, though, is that the Tatum fitted? Can you showcase that? The Concepts exclusive?
That's the Concepts.
Showcase this hat real quick. And now we were talking before we started the show about how fitted hats are making a big comeback right now.
Yeah, fitted hats are making a huge comeback right now. I need a haircut, but
no, it's dope.
But yeah, they're making a dope comeback right now. And the thing about them is like they could be personalized, and they got all these colors, and they're doing the crazy under brims, the pink bottom, the icy blue bottom.
Yeah, I seen it.
And they're dope. You know what I mean? But it's one of those things where like there's so many places that do them. It's great to see places like Hat Club be exclusive, or Concepts come with a fresh. Because that's, I think, the individuality of it. You kind of want something that nobody else has,
right?
And it's or something exclusive. So
that's what I see, and even in that one, or some of the stuff that I got over the last couple of years, right before I stopped wearing fitted hats, like they were the big side patch, the pins, the customization, like making them your own. That's not something we did in like early 2000s, late 90s at all. Like we were not at doing it. It was corny to put your name on it or something. I wasn't with that. I wanted it like clean, right? One color. But I mean, dude, I remember wearing fitted hats so long ago that I was hyped when the Major League Baseball logo was put on the back. Like that was like the new one had the Major League Baseball logo on the back.
Right. Well, and then there was places like I remember out here, Olympia Sports, like back you could get 2 fitteds for $20. You know what I mean? Like now, I mean, prices are kind of crazy, but like you'd never seen like people lining up to buy these hats now, which is crazy because they never did that before.
No. And they were out, bro. They were super out. I mean, I went over Fat Tony's. I was telling you, a few years ago when they were out, like maybe 2010.
Shouts to Fat Tony's.
Big shout outs. I spent $1 million at Fat Tony's.
And not Newberry Street.
No.
Fat Tony's. Original
downtown Crossing.
Fat Tony's. This is all in Boston.
I'll never forget going into Fat Tony's in like 2003 with a small couple bucks I bought hats every week back then, right? All the time. Every $40 every time. And I went in and Ron DeVoe was in there. And he was coming out from Belle Biv DeVoe, and Ronnie was clean cut. He had a suit on. I was like, Ronnie, and he gave me his business card for like real estate in Atlanta. And I was like, oh, he's getting to the money. He's getting to the money. That's my man. But shout out to Fat Tony's, the original location, and all those websites that we went crazy on. ECAP City was a great site.
They're still popping.
What was the place in Harlem that was like the Grail spot?
It's for you. Is that the spot? I think it's for you caps.
I remember.
A lot of these guys are moving towards the web.
Yeah, big time.
Moving stuff. There's a place in Jamaica, Queens that I mess with, Exclusive Fitteds, that they all but Hat Club. Shouts to Hat Club. They are like
that's it.
Hat Club. They're the ones that come out with all the exclusive colorways, all this stuff.
Okay.
That, like, but they're like, but real shout out to Cheddar from
Concepts, originally Boston guy.
Yeah, he's now a new era guy,
and he was setting up that West Side Gun stuff too, right?
I believe so. Yeah, I believe so.
That's cool, man. Okay, hold on. Looking like our guest has arrived. Hold on one second. Okay, welcome to the Mr. Peter Parker Show, Chef Justin Sutherland, ladies and gentlemen.
What's going on, brother? What's going on? Thanks for having me, man.
Out here with the safety belt, driving slow, hopefully. You know what I mean? Come on, man.
Yeah, I'm pulling over for you.
My guy, look at, man, I'm so excited to have you on today. And I'll tell you, Tito, like one of the coolest parts about what I've been doing over the last 20 years is like meeting people in the beginning of their journey, right? Connecting with them just off of like, energy and vibe, and watching people succeed and grow. When I met Justin, it was like, oh, this guy was on a couple of shows, had a little restaurant thing. Oh, this is exciting. Now it's fucking lit, G. It is lit for you now, dog. Congratulations on this thing you got going on with True TV, man.
Yes,
sir.
Yo, Tito, this is my co-host on the program, the God Tito Jackson. He's a fast foodie watcher. He's a fan. And he heard me saying, oh, my friend Justin, but he didn't understand that you were famous. And he was like, no, this is the guy, man,
Yeah,
I love it, man.
Yeah, the show is great, man. I'm a big fan.
Talk about some of these guests you've had on, and talk to my people real quick about what this show is. You're on True TV, which is a part of the Turner Networks down in Atlanta, right, which I have some great relationships with those folks. I've been down there and see how they do business. It's a really special place, the Turner broadcast family. Talk about the show and what you got going on right now.
Yeah, like you said, Turner's been a great family to work with. They've been phenomenal. The best thing about this show is it's kind of that food competition show we needed for 2021. It's lowbrow. We've got comedians. We've had Ron Funches is coming up tonight. If you haven't seen him, that guy is hilarious. We had Amanda Seales last week. My guy Bobby Lee.
Yeah.
But each week we bring our celebrity, our comedian friends in. They bring their favorite fast food, guilty pleasure, and then me, myself, Kristen Kish, Jeremy Ford, two other phenomenal top chefs. We get a chance to try and recreate these fast food classics, and then we put our little chef hats on and try and remix it and come up with something totally different.
Dude, you're having a lot of fun with this thing. I seen in the look. You got Joel McHale on the show. A lot of movies. Yep. I remember when he was doing The Soup for years. And a real heartthrob, James Vanderbeek. This was something special, bro. I'm like, this is Dawson's Creek type shit for me, man. Yeah, listen.
Right. That's some old school Dawson's Creek.
Yeah.
It's
cool.
It's been phenomenal. Especially, us growing up, in our time, 90s TV and whatnot. He was the heartthrob. So, Dawson walked out. Like I told him on the show, I'm pretty sure he got me laid a couple times back in the day. Hey, you want to come over and watch some Dawson's Creek? I didn't know nothing about it, but I knew they liked it.
It was a finesse move. It was a finesse move, man. I'm telling you.
Right. But yeah, that's what this show's all about, man. It's just about comedy. It's about fun. It's competition, but not really, man. It's just us out there having a good time.
Yo, go ahead, Tim.
No, I was gonna say, as as a chef in cooking and all that stuff, and, you know, coming up kind of cooking, you know, you get this fast food stuff, and it's like, it's pretty cool to like that you're like getting a chance to make it, because I'm sure you've probably done it before. Like, I'm sure you've tried to make a Taco Bell taco, or you know, whatever, like, you know, a pizza, like trying to get it down to make it sound like, you know, taste like Domino's. So that, I mean, to do that, pretty dope. Like, I mean, I'm sure that's something you've already done yourself before this.
You know, that's actually the hardest part of the show. I mean, the remixes and whatnot, that's easy, you know, cooking whatever you want. But Taco Bell's got it down pat. I mean, you go to any Taco Bell in the world, that taco tastes the same. You go to any McDonald's, that taco tastes the same.
Signature taste, man. Really?
Right. So trying to crack their code is what is the hard part.
That's cool, man. That's fucking cool, man. Yo, have you talked to anybody other than me and the inside people about your next venture, the new stuff, the bomb you dropped on me?
I haven't yet. We're a couple weeks out from dropping that, but
I'm sorry, but just know, Justin has cooked up something, this other kind of deal that they've been working on that is so special and cool, and I'm really excited for you in this next business venture. Hopefully I can be involved with, help curate some vibes out here in Minneapolis and St. Paul with this stuff, because, dude, this is the part I'm talking about. You meet a guy, and he's working, he got a vision. You can see the package, like charisma, drive, talent. Okay, cool. But then as it grows, you can see the doors that open up as you're building a brand. And from my perspective, for you, skies is the limit right now. You're going this way. How does it feel to be in this space? Something you said you wanted to get into entertainment as much as the cooking in the beginning. You know what I mean? Like, how does it feel?
Right. You know, I mean, it feels great, but at the same time, you know, I stay humble. I'm grinding every day. I'm out there just still trying to, you know, we're not there yet, but I mean, I appreciate the support. I mean, the city has been a phenomenal supporter, you know, of all of us, of food, of entertainment, of everything. I couldn't ask for more.
Yeah,
and, you know, and having people like you on the team, and having, you know, just a community that, you know, we all get behind each other, hold each other up, and shoot for the stars. So there's a lot more to come.
Yo, the one thing that I've been doing, right, and see, the pandemic, everybody picked up these new tricks and stuff, right? So I was working at the radio station all the way up until December. About mid-December, early January, I started like trying to cook a little bit, right? And I got one of these the boxes that you can get like Target. It's kind of got like the directions and the ingredients on it.
Right.
I'm like, oh, okay, this is like a little cheat guide. I'm like, I'll cook something for my girl. Man, I really liked it. I started doing it more. I've been cooking nonstop in the house for the first time in 40 plus years. I've never cooked ever anything. I've had people cooking for me my entire life. Do you have any advice for me? I mean, I'm good with the garlic. I got a little seasoning, you know, any advice for a novice like me going into this, man?
You know, honestly, what I tell everybody is just cook. I mean, there's the stigma about, you know, needing to be a chef or following recipes. I mean, it's trial and error. I mean, if you make something nasty, don't do that again.
Over season, like too much salt is like you ruin it, you know, like.
Right. But it's all trial and error. And I think, you know, recipes are a guideline, but I mean, find something you want to make, put your own spin on it, you know, remember what you did. So if it doesn't turn out well, don't do that again. Right. But at the end of the day, you know, you got to eat every day. So get in the kitchen, chop it up, play around, and you'll figure it out.
Yo, and R&B music and like little iced teas and stuff. I'm taking shots and we're having a great time. You know what I mean? Like,
I love it.
Very cool. Congratulations, Justin, on everything you got going on. If people want to check out the show, how can they watch it? Where can they watch your show?
Yeah, it's on True TV. That's on every major network. Otherwise, it streams on YouTube TV. Sling TV. If you got the full Hulu package, you can watch it there. So it's definitely pretty hard to miss.
Man, yo, congratulations. Have a great rest of your day. And I'm going to see you soon. I'm coming out to the Hog for a Sunday little rendezvous, little party out there, man.
Yes, sir. I'll see you.
Yo, my man, round of applause in the studio. Justin Sutherland, ladies and gentlemen. That's my
appreciate
man.
You, brother.
My guy.
Love you, man.
Later,
Thank you.
Peace, God.
Yep.
How you guys doing?
Good. Welcome to the program real quick. Big Spanish, the legendary DJ Enuff, ladies and gentlemen.
My man, how you guys doing? All right.
I feel good.
What's up, baby?
You looking good, man. What's up? Heavy hitters, we here.
We here, baby.
Family, man.
Thanks, man. Feeling good.
Yo, you look good, man. You look trim. You look good.
Thank you. Yeah, I lost 48 pounds.
Dogs.
During this crazy pandemic. So for me, it was like a reset. You feel me?
Yeah. No, I knew you've been through some stuff last year with your health, and you look really good.
I'm not afraid to talk about it. Top of the year, I had a stroke in January.
Yeah.
So like literally 2 months, 3 months right before COVID and everything shut down, I was literally in the hospital. So, you know, it just gave me time to reset. come back out, get strong, do a little bit of, running, walking, eating right, and that's it.
Yeah, no, I was talking to our buddy A Smooth recently, and he was telling me that he was giving you some just like heads up on what he was going through, what he had.
He gave him my life, man. No lie. I am not lying to you. This kid A Smooth is the truth.
He's a very smart cat, man. He's a good dude. We known him since he was a kid.
You know how we build with producers and artists and people all the time in our world and do what we do?
Yeah.
In A Smooth's world, he's building with doctors, holistic people.
Right.
Like he's just trying to find any means of doing the best for him and his health. So whatever education he's given me and Fat Fingers and people who need the help, we taking it.
It's awesome, bro.
It's
awesome. Big shout to him. Big shout out to you. Before we get into the Outside the Box show that we did last night on the call, which I was wildly impressed with the layout, the setup. Dude, I just talked to my buddy Justin Sutherland, who has a show on True TV. He does Fast Foodies on True TV. That's a network show. He's with Turner. You're doing something in the digital space independently. Before we get into that, though, me and Tito have been talking about this Biggie documentary that came out last week. We got to see a side of Big that you saw, that you knew, that none of us knew really, that we didn't see. Can you speak on that documentary and how you felt about watching that?
I mean, for me, it was watching old footage that we actually lived because I was there for a lot of it.
Right.
So shout to the Invisible Bully, my man D-Rock.
Legend.
Who literally was the camera guy back in those days. He was the homeboy, he was security,
right?
But he was on the road with us and he was always filming. And back in those days, no smartphones.
No,
he used to have the big
boy,
the big joint on the shoulder with the mini DVs. Huge, or whatever it was in there. So imagine, 95, 96, 97, that's what he was carrying around every day, every show, hotels, broken down buses, everything.
Crazy.
Yeah, so, but for the majority of the footage actually just shows, him growing up around the way.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the people that they grew up with, like who passed away, and a few others, C-Gutter,
right.
Cheek Del Vec, and the whole entire Junior Mafia. But it shows a very sincere side. He's not Notorious B.I.G. yet. He's just Christopher Wallace turning into Biggie. You feel me?
Yeah.
And he's not sure yet if this is gonna work,
right? Or
if he's gonna still be hustling. And Puffy's trying to give him like the ultimatum, like, oh, my man, you gotta keep clean if you want to do this thing.
Mm-hmm.
But he's from Brooklyn. He don't understand what the other side of the hard work and all the dedication and the writing the rhymes and putting the stories together.
Mm-hmm.
So he doesn't understand that yet. He doesn't understand. So for him, it's like, if this doesn't work, then I'm gonna just keep doing what I'm doing.
Right.
He has his daughter he has to raise.
Right. No, I get it. And how different 95, 94 was. The world was different. It was
world was very different.
And New York was different too, man.
Very different.
I saw a clip of Lil C's talking to Fat Man Scoop on his podcast recently, describing some of the stuff really in detail the night that Big passed. And I feel like C's was a little bit more at peace with everything. We're talking 24 years later to speak on this. After this, as much as Big was alive for 24 years, he's been gone for 24 years. Have you found your peace with the whole thing?
Not 100%. Peace in him passing, no. But the part that hurts me the most is that I was talking to Lisa Evers on Fox 5 here locally in New York, and she asked me a question about the tributes we do every year.
Mm-hmm.
Every year we do a tribute, it's a big reminder of him not being here. Mm-hmm. So in some way, somehow, in the tribute, I find myself breaking down. The tears come, me shaking a little bit. And it's I don't know if because I had a stroke, it made it worse, because I'm very sensitive. You know what I'm saying? That's to be honest with y'all.
Yeah, no, I see it.
But it's just Biggie was that dude. He was such a good guy. And that's the part that hurts. And you know what I'm saying? That hurts for real, for real.
Anytime and I wanted to ask you that, anytime I've ever brought his name up around you, I could tell that there was like there was something. I could feel it. You know what I mean? Just an interview.
You know what I love Big too, because Big believed in me as a producer. He believed in my talents.
Yeah, man.
Like he wanted me around him, and I thought that was important. I I didn't have to have yes men or nothing like that. I had one of the greatest rappers of all time say he likes my beats, he likes my DJ skills, he wants me on the road with him. So to me, that was the ultimate cosign. He couldn't tell me nothing.
Nothing. No.
Can't
Rest
tell
in
you
peace,
shit.
B.I.G., the greatest of all time. Now listen, man, Outside the Box is fucking dope. Yo, this is really, really special.
You know, I want you a part of it, man. I want you to be on there, man.
Here, I gotta be on.
I like some of the greatest like yourselves. You feel me?
Come on, man.
I need to get that perspective of what it's like in your town and what records you guys are breaking, what artists you guys are breaking. I want a piece of that on the show, man.
I love it, man. It's
open for you, bro. So let's talk about that.
Young Devin was on last night. She got the kind of Brooklyn drill, kind of pop smoke sound, but her delivery, the way she was presenting it, she's dope. Now, when we talk about drill music right now in New York City, this is like the sound right now that
it's big right now. It's big.
Would you compare it to? Okay, so when you listen to mid-90s, where it's the boom bap with kind of like that mid-90s, everything kind of had that sound. Is this what's happening again? It's a sound?
I think so. From New York, yeah. It stemmed from Brooklyn, and you know, of course, Pop Smoke made it the most famous out of everybody.
Yeah.
And I think people are just following suit. You know, that was the wave. So this is the new wave. So it's only right.
Yeah, no, very
like
cool.
you said, in the 90s, everybody kind of like mimicked what Wu-Tang and what Redman and Method Man and Biggie and them cats was doing. So now it's time for everybody else to do it. You know,
there's a sound. It's like a pocket that they're in right now.
The input though, their actual input will make a difference, even if the music, you know, sonically sounds very similar.
That's what from being an outsider and not being in New York in maybe 2 years and hearing it, you're like, this is the new sound of the city. Okay, that's what's up. It sounds crazy. When we talk about this outside the box, the branding, I can definitely tell that there's been some investment into this with the sound stage. Describe a little bit to people that don't know what's going on, what this thing kind of looks like.
I got to partner up with Colorworks, which is a great platform that, you know, a great friend of mine, JCNY, runs. It's a printing / graphics, you know, company, but they also have a space in Long Island City. And we don't play no games. We got the mask going on.
I heard you on the mic. You're like,
people's temperatures when they're not fooling around. I want people distant from each other. I don't want nobody saying, "Oh, a heavy hitter function is why we call COVID." Nah,
I heard it.
No super spreader events. And
we take our tests and all that, so we're good.
Right.
We play no games. But for me, it's called outside the box because I don't know if you remember old school radio lingo. Radio used to be called the box.
Right.
So this is me being DJ Enuff outside the radio, outside the box. It's just my views and spins on what the world, you know, what the world is going through. And, you know, like this month, the taping we did yesterday was part of, you know, Women's History Month, you know, making sure we showcase and highlight women empowerment. Because sometimes what I wanted to calculate, you know, what I brought to the table was like DJ Sage, some of the girls that are in the crew, they're amongst mad dudes. You know, how do they shine amongst all these dudes?
They are.
You know, and are we putting them in a box or are we helping them? You know,
right. I see the double, triple entendre with it because it's really we're moving forward. Right.
It is. That's what we got to do with it, bro. And I want to make sure whatever I'm doing, I can uplift my sisters and womanhood. Whatever I do, because sometimes we don't know. We're guys.
And hip hop is so masculine and alpha male, hustling and everything. It's like, no, women are very, very important to the culture and uplifting them. I think that's a modern ideology, man. That's really dope, you know?
But for them, they don't want it on a monthly basis. They want it all the time.
Hell yeah.
So we got to make sure we educate ourselves too and listen to them.
I'm going to tell you, out here in Minnesota, the women and the female DJs of the Twin Cities are very powerful.
That's dope.
They're very aggressive with their stuff. I mean, big shout out to people like Shannon Blowtorch and DJ Keezy and these women out here they're really popping. And it's cool to see them be just aggressive with theirs and go get it. You know, like we did. Like we had to go get it. You know what I mean?
So go get it. I agree, man. So shout to them for real.
Real shit, man. No, so big shout out to you. Big love. I see you stunting with the plaques in the background. We got a couple things over here, but that's a big boy in the background right there. I see that.
The Bad Boy family here.
Woo!
And this is me in Japan. This is A Boogies.
Oh yeah.
Man, I got a few. I could walk around the room if you want.
Oh no, I'm hip. I know what you're doing over there. We'll save that. Come on, man. Let's go, man. Yo, big shout to you though, and I miss you, big dog. We haven't seen you in a while.
I gotta come out to Mini, man. It's been a minute, bro. It's been a minute.
We need that, man. And yo, and things are opening up. It's definitely, I think in the next few months out here, there's going to be a lot of activity, and we got a great day party situation on Sundays that you will flourish in that environment. I know you.
All right. Well, I'm gonna come visit you guys then.
You gotta go. Come on. Hey, like, round of applause in the studio. DJ Enuff, ladies and gentlemen. Tito. Big love, man. Episode 3 is a wrap, E. And yo, we'll be touching base soon, man.
Absolutely, bro. Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate y'all.
Big love, man.
You guys soon. All right.